Hi, my name's Yasmin and I'm the DM.
Hi, my name is Samantha. I play Laura Greyvale and she is a sorceress from the province of Nephalia.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I play Ogvar Shawfort, a goat-herding, mushroom-seeking ranger from Kessig.
Hi, I'm Rick, and I play Otto, a spring sage from Hanweir sworn to the land, wandering the plain and setting wrongs to right with his ursine companion, Bojo.
The team had returned to the top of the tower, and their first and foremost task was to focus on the loot haul from Veyro's vault as to how it could best be utilised. Alora's feelings of reflectiveness were impressed upon the party ranger as she meekly requested the lending of his skills to rejuvenate Paul's locket, whilst she took some time to offer Orland a little TLC and to hopefully bring back some harmony to their haversack. Sometime later, after some supper, the companions took Jenrick up on his offer as they headed down to floor 3 and began the tentative task of rummaging through a room seemingly full of reward versus risk. Episode 166, A Soulful Secret.
I'm fancying the potion of invisibility. So I've got some thoughts on that, and it's got to be the random rod of size alteration.
That could be really useful, even if it goes completely the wrong way.
Well, if you just do
whether you go large or small, there's benefits to potentially to both, isn't there?
It doesn't have to be cast on an ally, does it?
No.
That was my thought with that one. That's really scary, because if you use that on an enemy, if they shrink, the less of a threat and they're out of their armour. If they're wearing armour and they get big, they get hurt badly.
Or then they can also use them on an ally. Use them on allies.
Yeah.
Then even if you shrink somebody when you wanted to enlarge them, that could still work in your favour.
And clothes don't change with the size.
No. So you could potentially end up butt-ass nude.
Well, it'd be fun.
And you'll be huge, so everyone will be able to see you. You won't be able to hide.
Well, it has to be said that Otto doesn't really care about that.
You become
doesn't affect every part.
Okay.
You become a proud nudist.
Okay, so we've got some interesting stuff, right?
Has anybody found anything in here that's useful?
I
found some bits and pieces. I found all sorts of stuff here. Some of it kind of doesn't work right, so I don't know whether I don't think I found anything that's particularly useful. That's my feeling. Have you guys found anything that you think you might want to keep? Oh, apart from, I did find some stones of far speech. Well, they weren't stones of far speech. They're more. It's an amulet. Does the same kind of job. It's like somebody wears the main master kind of amulet, and then others wear crystals that are linked to it. It can be used 3 times a day, and there's no range limit. So, I think those are really useful. I think we should have those. It's kind of what we were looking for.
Oh, yes, I think that's
It's a lucky
exactly what we're looking
find.
for.
sounds pretty good.
Well, that's me done. Have you guys got anything interesting that you want to hang on to?
Well, define interesting.
How about you,
Well, I've found us a wand of cure light wounds, kind of. Yeah,
useful.
except it takes the hit points from the person. Well, excuse me. It takes the health from the person using the spell and gives it to the target, which is all very well and good. But what if you're not feeling very well yourself? Something to consider. Although I think definitely useful.
No, but then if
in a pinch. I found this. I think you'd call it a rod. It's described as a rod. Sort of squints and looks at the label. Yes. So this one seems to. Anyway, it's a magic staff anyway, so better than my current stick. But there is a risk that when you use it, you might summon a creature that might not be friendly. So slightly concerning, but again, in an emergency, how much worse can things get? Laura.
Alora will laugh at this because she's just, nothing is really surprising her. Things have been so bizarre lately.
Laura, you're sometimes quite a scary person. I mean, maybe this mask might be of interest to you as well. Plus, it means we don't really have to look at you. And he will just smile when he looks and you go pass it to her.
Savage.
Well, stuff that. That's it. Just for that comment, I'm not interested.
It might be. It makes you even more scary.
No.
Okay. Well, maybe we leave that with him. I found a nice pair of comfy slippers. I'll take those. And he'll heft out this big box and show you the pile of armour that's inside it. And I'm guessing none of us can use this. Maybe. Do you think Esther might be interested? I can't see it somehow. It's a bit heavy.
That's mighty fine, fancy-looking armour, isn't it?
Good, but I wouldn't have the first clue how to put it on. And my vows to the land do kind of prevent me from using anything this much metal in one go.
There's far too much metal in that. The joints don't work right in the arms. I wouldn't be able to draw my bow.
Maybe Laura, could you wear it?
No.
Well, I suppose there's a reason it's in the box. What did you find, Oprah? That's kind of it from me.
I found a very eclectic mix of bits and bobs. The first one is, I believe it's a little bit similar to your ring, Laura. This is a potion of invisibility. And Jenrick's written a little note saying it's a bit of a misbrew. It must not have gone quite right. Maybe didn't have the temperature right or the right concentration of something.
Well, I haven't got any invisibility. I haven't got a ring of invisibility.
No,
I've got a ring of invisibility.
Yes, like the same thing.
You mean this is a potion of invisibility?
Yes.
Oh.
But it shows that the side effects of this misbrew is you really, really, really have to go and find that inn, like right now.
Huh. Do you think?
Well, as I said with my ring, it's useful if you're lost.
It's quite good if you want someone to bugger off as well.
Do you think that Jenrick made these? Do you think somehow this is maybe he? Do you think he maybe used to drink quite a bit and that's why he made them? He says it's misfire, but I can see why you might want to,
Don't know. He obviously had a bit of a checkered past, judging by his tower down there.
Yeah, it's not the sort of thing you carry if you've made a lot of friends, right?
Yes. We seem to have a ring here, which you know is it's a ring of mystic fire. It's no use to me because I can't do anything with spells and fire. Maybe you, Laura. The only thing it does do is it does give you quite bad sunburn, apparently.
No.
Okay.
That was a no, I think.
It seems to be the word of the day for you, Laura.
Party.
Yes.
I think your line was no.
Okay, well, how about I try you with this one instead? It's a little bit different. It's a rod of flame extinguishing.
No.
It feels a little odd that you just stopped talking. Most of these seem to be this is that, but. And what's the but on this one?
Well, unless it's smudged off, there is no buts or ifs on this one. Unless he's forgotten to write it down, but it just seems to be as it is. It might be useful.
That actually does sound very interesting. Can you imagine what it would be like if we had a fire on board the ship?
Oh yes, we could put it behind a little bit of glass, and if you needed it, you could smash the glass to get it out.
Sort of break during an emergency sort of thing.
Yes, I think that's a very good idea. Everyone would know where it is then, wouldn't they?
You'd maybe
You're
put
going
it
to
near one of
imbue
the
an alarm
Actually-
spell into the glass.
Well, this is good idea.
Actually, that might be a useful item.
But you said
actually.
no.
Okay.
I know I said no. That's because everything that somebody suggested so far has been absolutely rubbish.
You're just not looking at it in the right way, are you? You're crotchety.
Yeah. Ogvar, did you want to be the one to tell Jenrick that she said everything was rubbish?
No, because he might still blame me by proxy.
Yeah.
He'd probably just agree with you.
Well, he's left it all down here for a reason. He doesn't want it.
Exactly.
I think this could be useful. I never thought about putting it on the boat. It's a good idea, that is, Otto. I like
That's
that.
not a bad idea. That one is actually... That's got some merit. Okay.
Glad you found it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one would be useful.
Well, how about last but one? I like this one. It's a rod of size alteration. So the only problem is you don't seem to have much control over it because it either makes people bigger or smaller, and you can't really decide which one you get. Sometimes it makes things bigger and smaller as well, but I'm not sure which one you get.
I had an aunt when I was growing up who would have liked that. Any way to make her trousers seem a little less tight would have been very popular for her, I think.
Well, she could have done it by making herself smaller or her trousers bigger.
Oh, it works that way. Okay, I thought it might work the other way. Okay, well, maybe I can see that might be useful. Yes. Elora, you're not like my aunt, are you? Okay,
No.
You don't look like it. What do you think? Is this another no, or is that a no to the no, or a nod to the no?
I didn't find it. I think you have to decide what you want for yourself. I didn't find anything that I felt would be useful for anybody particularly. But I do agree that, yes, I think the far-speaking amulet is a good thing to take. I like Ogvar's... If Ogvar wants the potion of invisibility, that's fine. That he can keep that. That's fine. And this rod thing might be useful to leave on the ship. I agree with that.
I was thinking the potion you could put in the same box. You drink it only during an emergency when you're really lost and don't know the way.
Well, that's for you to sort out.
Okay. So what about this staff of size changing? What do you think about that?
I don't know. I think that could be useful. Why is everybody asking me? It's not just about me, is it?
But you're normally the magic-y one, aren't
Yes.
you?
Well,
And certainly the opinionated
but-
one, let's face it.
right, that's it. I'm done.
I was joking, Elora. I was joking.
Elora takes the amulet, the box with the amulet in it, and she does an about face and says, "I'll be upstairs. I've got the amulet. That's all I was interested in, something that we could communicate with." And she turns around and walks
I
away.
don't think she's going to want to talk to me for a while, is she?
I don't think she wants to talk to anybody for a while.
Okay. Maybe, why did she take the amulet then, do you think?
Well, I suppose that's what we came down here for, but I don't know, maybe she's going to read the instructions.
That's not a bad point. Did you say there was one more thing as well?
Yes, I found one more, but I'm not sure it's entirely useful for any of us. It's some special gauntlets. They seem to be make you do a bit more. They seem to hit a bit harder, but the downside is it gives you terrible cauliflower ears, and it says here that the effects might not be reversible. Not that I'm particularly fussed about my face, but just doesn't seem to be. I don't plan to get in many fist fights.
No. I mean, I do end up using my hands for things, but I'm not sure how they'd work if I change my form anyway, so maybe not.
No. Right. So I will take the potion and the flame extinguishing rod and the size changing rod. Is there anything you're going to keep out of yours? Do you think?
Yeah, that wand might be useful if you or Laura are that badly hurt and you're waking up. I think that rod, that rod of summoning, I mean, that's used for hitting people, if nothing else. And if we really are desperate, I can try and see what happens with it. I don't really want to practice with that one, I think. And I am quite liking these slippers. I'm not going to lie; they're a bit more comfortable than most of the ones I'm wearing. I just hope they're fairly half wearing.
Have you got them on already?
They probably look as out of place as everything else he wears.
I could see why you'd want those. There's nothing wrong with a bit of comfort in your life.
In fact, I have in my head that they're probably like those novelty animal slippers, only they're spiders and have wiggly legs on both sides.
Oh yeah, 100%. They've got like eight little legs outside which kind of flap as you walk.
Have they got like 8 googly eyes on them as well?
You know what? Yeah, they've got 8 googly eyes on them.
And every time you step, all the googly eyes go wobbling about.
Yep, done. Yeah, he's definitely wearing those.
I like it.
Even if they do nothing else, that's got it. He's happy with that.
If he lifts his toes up, like the little mouth opens at the end of the toes.
Yep.
little pair of fangs. You can see a little pair of fangs.
As long as you don't go and scare the cockroaches with those, it'll be okay, I suppose.
I can imagine them just sleeping inside them. That'd be fun. Hey, do you think if I change my shape while I'm wearing them, that I'll end up with a pair on every foot? If I turn into an octopus or a spider?
A spider with spider on its feet.
Like Spiderception, I think they might have called it.
It's right. Well,
I'll have to give it a go.
It's worth a try, I suppose.
Later. I'll let you know.
Okay, a nighttime activity.
Well,
It's going to give somebody arachnophobia, isn't it?
sneak up on someone, yeah. Maybe not a Laura.
So Esther starts smacking him, thinking they're actual spiders, and she gets like a newspaper and just starts battering his feet.
Yeah, because Esther has a hatred and a fear of spiders. Yeah.
That'll be interesting. So maybe we go down and just check with Jenrick, make sure these are cool for us to take.
Okay.
Well, you can go down, but he's somewhere upstairs.
In fact, right, I'm gonna retcon this. They don't have mouths which open when you wiggle your toes. What they do is they're those slippers that when you take a step and you put weight on it, the mouth opens up. So as you step forward, the mouth.
Constantly
you know what
chomping.
I mean? Those slippers.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can see the little fangs.
So the
That's
problem with
what
this
they
is
are.
actually now we have space for the cockroaches to literally live in. They can have one each. They can live in the mouth.
Ooh.
What's he going to say to Jenrick? Thanks for the slippers.
Oh God, no. No. There's, I can't think of any better, so maybe...
Did you go upstairs?
I did go upstairs, yeah.
Did you find?
I did.
Did you?
Laura did go upstairs.
Did you find that one on the World Wide Web?
Oh. Dear. Oh, she's starting to spin a yarn here, isn't she?
No.
Silky smooth.
Silky.
Right, the pair of you roll 2d6. Come on.
No, I'm not. No. My hit points just have
So,
an
Laura-
infinity symbol by them.
It should be an 8d8, really.
So Alora makes it back up to the 7th floor. Presumably Eric is still up there,
Yeah.
clearing down after dinner or whatever.
I mean, Esther and Eric are engaged in evening activities. So they're probably by the fire having conversation. Rick, fuck off.
Oh dear.
That's it. You broke it.
You know what? They're both reading the raunchy cowboy novels. You know what? They're both doing that.
There's a series of them now.
There was a series, yeah. Eric was showing Esther where the next book in the series was. But
Oh, God, yeah.
they're both busily engaged reading what looks to be raunchy novels. Esther is very clearly several piles deep into the ones with the weird man with the funky hat on them. And Eric appears to be reading one which has what looks like a vampire and a werewolf on the front in various states of undress.
Great.
It's like proper teen trash novel he's reading. He looks enthralled.
Alora's going to she's going to go through. She's going to ask Orland to pass her out. She would have put some of the vials that she picked up, the empty vials from Saltstone. She'd have probably put a few of those into Orland. She asked Orland to... Orland, could you possibly pass me those... I'll put some empty vials in for storage. Could you pass me a couple of those out, please?
He... and you see
thank
one
you.
go flying, another one goes flying. Yeah,
Yeah, she grabbed those as they go. She's going to walk up next to Eric and lean over Eric and onto the page, the open page of the book, into the spine area. She's going to place the two vials and Eric, just quickly, there's a couple of empty vials there. May I suggest that you collect some of that puppy pee of yours? Based on the catastrophic loss of eyebrows that Ogvar has suffered, I would say that a couple of vials of that might come in useful.
roll me a d4.
Oh, a d4. Oh, can't pick it up. Oh, it's a 1.
I mean, Eric will kind of look at you confused. He'll nod, and by the time next morning rolls round, he'll have one vial of puppy pee and several burns.
How many eyebrows?
-1.
Right. Alora will add 1 vial of puppy pee to her inventory.
Great.
Well, she'll do that sort of next morning when she collects it off him, I think.
Whatever gets you going, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is anyone actually doing a normal activity this
Not
evening?
for them.
Well, I think we're all supposed to be working on the ship, so Alora's going to be waiting for everybody to come back up.
Yeah, I mean, okay, once you've all gathered back together, is anyone going to see Jenrick, or are you just taking bits and going to sort it out later?
I think we do need to go and see Jenrick to let him know what we're taking, to make sure it's okay. And see what he would like in return.
Well, we've got to go down to... Yeah, we've got to go down to actually reboard the ship, so we're going down the tower anyway, so yeah, we'll do that. I'm not, depending on where he is, I think it's between... Is it between the 3rd and 4th floor that we park it to get onto the balcony?
Yeah, I mean, it's all in the same area. You'd have to go down to get to the library, but you can do that pretty quick. That's not too much of a problem. Okay, so you go...
on the 2nd floor, innit?
Yeah, so you go find Jenrick. He's very busy with his work, but he turns to you. Did you find anything of interest? Did you find anything useful?
Yeah, a few bits. Definitely slightly put off by the warning labels. I have to ask, don't take this the wrong way. The invisibility, from listening to my friends here, did you ever make a ring that did the same thing as that?
Okay. Someone pick me a 20% increment. And not Rick.
Go on, Sam.
22 to 42.
Rick, roll for it.
Okay, hang on. I've got, oh Christ, 98 apparently.
Okay. There was a very slim possibility that he didn't actually make it. He hems and haws. Well, you know, I think I might have done. I was going through a bit of a boozy bender at that time, and oh yes, I can see you've got the potion of invisibility there. Yes, I added too much vodka to the recipe. But yes, I did. I wonder where that went to. Never found it after that night out on Soulful.
Alora holds her hand up and wiggles her fingers. She holds her hand up with a palm facing her and wiggles her fingers at Jenrick.
Ah, excellent, you found it. It served me many a good pub crawl, that one.
Well, it certainly works. I've tried it once and it definitely works. Very interesting. Excellent item. Very
I was hoping to make another couple of them. You know, for you young'uns who like to go out on the town and party and find the nearest inn and tavern. But I never could quite get the formulation right after that. I think the unique combination of vodka, poor food, and roaches was quite possibly the answer to it. But I was never able to get the hang of it after that.
Yes, I purchased this. Where the hell did I purchase it from? Was it Selhoff?
It was Selhoff.
Or was it Drenau?
It was Selhoff.
Selhoff. Yes. I purchased this in Selhoff. It was an absolute bargain, I must admit.
Indeed.
Very happy with it.
Well, I'm glad.
So thank you for that.
Nonetheless, yes, we found a few things that look quite interesting. I found this rod and wand and and these spider slippers. They're amazing. They're so comfy.
Yes, they are good, aren't they?
Oh, did you make these?
No, I found them at some point or the other. I think I might have made them. I can't remember.
Well, either which way, I hope you don't mind, but they're so comfy. I don't really want to take them off now. If that's all right.
Yes, excellent when you're sat in front of the fire.
Oh, perfect. I shall give that a go in a bit. And Ogvar, you found a couple of things as well, didn't you?
Yes, well, obviously the potion we just mentioned, and I quite like the flame extinguishing rod. I think it'd be very useful.
Yeah, yes, I've got one up in my.
Also,
I've got one up in my laboratory myself. When things go wrong, you know, you have to put out fires quickly and give it a good skadoosh.
yes, is that the technical term? Skadooshing.
Well, it makes a sound, doesn't it? You tap it in, the fire goes skadoosh as it goes out. So, you know.
Oh, I see.
Skadoosh.
Oh, okay. I shall have to bear that in mind if I ever have to come to bear it.
Yes, I keep a couple of them spare in stock at all times. I do get through quite a few.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure we'll make good use of it. The other thing we quite like the look of is this this rod of size alteration. It's quite a useful thing, but I think the properties of it being a little bit random might be quite good. Might be good for a giggle or two.
Yes, I was.
He looks over at Alora.
Alora raises an eyebrow.
I was hoping to make something a bit more stable.
But she nods.
But unfortunately, it was a bit too volatile for mass distribution. But I'm sure you'll be fine with it.
Oh yes, what's the worst that could happen?
Yes, indeed, what's the worst?
You need a sense of adventure sometimes, don't you?
Oh, indeed.
So yes, I think that's all I want, or all I can find use for, if that's okay.
Yeah, well, if you ever want to pop back in there and take another look, you're free to do so.
Jenrick, I did find an amulet of far speech, which is absolutely ideal for our needs, I think. So as long as that is okay with you, we would love to acquire it for the ship.
Of course.
Thank you. Would you the items that we want to use for you, to leave for you in exchange, would you like us to leave them with you now, or do you want us to just leave them in the room with your collections?
Oh, just pop them on the bench in the room. That'll be fine. I'll take a look when I've got time.
Okay, that's fine. We'll do that. Thank you. Again, thank you so much.
Yes, much
It's a
appreciated.
pleasure, my dear.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes, very generous.
Okay. And he turns back to his work, and I'm assuming you walk off, Otto, your spider slippers going whap, 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 as you walk
In
off.
my head, they're clapping. But, I mean,
Oh,
It's going to turn into an actual spider and bite you on the foot.
yeah, that one's always going to come back and bite me on the arse sooner or later, isn't it?
Actually, you know what?
No, I don't know.
I just rolled a natural 20.
Oh, God.
As you go, you realise you've got an itch on your foot, and as you go to slip your foot out of the slipper to scratch it, you realise that there are in fact invisible barbs on the inside of this slipper, which have hooked themselves into your feet, and you now can't remove them
But they were so comfy.
under any circumstance. They are now stuck on your feet forever.
Well, if that's the worst that could happen, I guess it's not too bad. At least I'm not sprouting extra legs.
Be some interesting character art there, isn't there?
No, let's not go there.
This is a serious campaign.
God.
I think he might swear slightly, especially when he realised exactly what's happening. But they're still probably better than the sandals he was wearing before, so he'll have to live with it.
Yeah, probably. Until they get nice and wet and muddy, and then you get trench foot.
God. Well, this is what shape changing is for.
What, trench foot?
Well, I'll turn myself into something too small to wear the damn things. Or something that doesn't have feet.
Well,
Have a stick for that.
exactly. Yeah. You'll have to get Ogvar to shrink you and hope it shrinks you, and then you can actually just step
Do you
out.
think if he turns into a snake, they might fall off? In fact, speaking of snakes, you imagine if you turn him into a snake and
You might just have one at each
turn him into a
end.
snake and then use your rod of size alteration on him. A size altered snake. Let's not go into that conversation.
Oh God.
Are you implying there's going to be
Horrifying.
a snake in your boot?
Oh. Well, at least you've had a
Okay,
laugh.
so
I like that one.
okay, so jokes aside, you head back up. You go onto the ship. You're going to do another kind of night's worth of repairs.
For sure.
All three
Yeah.
of you pitching in. Probably Esther as well. I'm going to be nice here, and I'm going to say that you can basically get two nights worth of work in one.
Okay.
Oh, excellent.
If you're all pitching in and you're spending extended time, which I'm assuming that you will be, you have now completed 5 days out of. Did you say 10? 5
Yeah.
out of 10?
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've completed 5 out of 10 days worth of fixing up the ship, and I'm going to say you've probably got you've got the stairs in, you've moved the wall on the cargo bay deck, you've probably sorted out the ramp at this point, and you've been busy in the berth deck, basically fitting out these rooms and these basically going through fitting out the rooms and starting to basically get things ship shape. So you've probably got about 3 or 4 cabins sorted now.
That's good.
Out of the 8 that you wanted.
It was nine. It was
9.
It was 9 cabins plus a medic.
Yeah.
Like a medical room, wasn't it?
Yeah. So you've probably got 4 out of the 9 cabins sorted. I mean, there's one for each of you now, and you can actually start to decorate and get your rooms out and get your living spaces how you like it. So you've got a little bit of work left to do. You've got some more cabins to put in, some more rooms and stairs and stuff to put in, but you're getting there. It's starting to look really good now.
Feels like we're getting somewhere.
Cool.
And Otto,
Excellent.
yeah, and Otto, you'd have expended 3 uses of your wood shape spell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So that is, you work late into the night. You are able to put your heads down and get some rest. I'm assuming you would do that on your ship now that you've got your rooms nice and sorted.
Yes,
And yeah, you spend a pleasant evening. Are you doing anything else?
Probably not tonight.
I think Allura, before she goes to bed, I think Allura would wander to the galley looking for Paul. I think she'd quietly, because everybody else was going to put their heads down to sleep, I think she would quietly just wander in and say, Paul, are you in the galley?
I mean, you can see him. He's fucking glowing.
Okay, all right, he's glowing.
He's glowing.
So she calls out to him and then she goes in, and she would have taken the cleaned up locket back off of Ogvar once he'd cleaned it, and I think she would put it in her palm and hold a hand out and unravel her fingers and say to Paul, when we were at your place in Saltstone, obviously we were looking for anything we could to bring on board the boat that would be useful and your own personal things. And I did find this. I hope you don't mind. I took the liberty of having it cleaned up, get the tarnishing off it, and I thought you might like to keep this. It seemed like a personal item for you. And she just unfurls her hand and holds the locket out to him.
Okay. Paul looks at you. Aye, Miss Allura. Could you do me the honour of keeping it for a little bit? I'm quite enjoying your company and I'm not quite ready to go yet. And that's where we're in the session.
Allura... Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Very.
Oh, that's very interesting.
So maybe he does know he's dead.
At least on some level. That was...
A spiritual level.
Hey!
Oh, no. It had been another companionable evening meal where the mere mention of a rather fateful fruit pie had raised the redness in Eric's cheeks once more. Jenrick was invited to join the group on their onward journey into Kessig to see the renowned Hans Reinhardt, where they hoped to complete the cipher in a bid to unlock the secrets of the Silver City and perhaps the fate of Katarina Brunn. As we exit this episode, Allura is for once left speechless as she struggles to make sense of Paul's parting comment. Hey, you made it this far, so lend us your ears for a moment longer if you will. Firstly, we are most humbled that you are enjoying our yarn, and the crew thank you from the bottom of their hearts for your patronage. Producing this podcast is incredibly hard work, and as such, if you would like to support us, there are a few ways in which you could really make a difference. Sharing links to friends and family helps to spread the word so others like you can find us, and in turn they too can enjoy the show. Equally helpful is leaving a 5-star review on Spotify and any other streaming services, which will help us immensely. Or, if you feel you could go that extra mile and contribute a few coppers to keep our creative juices flowing, you can hop on over to our Buy Me a Coffee page or drop us an email. We would all be immensely grateful for your support in any form. Lastly, we invite you to visit our website, where you will find information on our campaign from backstories to settings. Join our Facebook group or follow us on Twitter. All the links are in our episode bios. Don't forget to smash the subscribe and download buttons so you never miss the next episode. See you all again next week, folks.